Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to do something very exciting. I'm going to take you into a day of a life of how I help serve people all the time, what we're doing day to day, week by week, and it's really exciting because today we've had a jam-packed day and I can't wait to take you into it. So check out this video. I'm going to take you through a whole week of helping serve people and it's going to be absolutely incredible. Hope you enjoy. So today's Monday, August 21st, and I'm sitting here preparing to do a retirement blueprint challenge. This is very exciting for me. I have the whole team coming in. And we haven't done a challenge like this in 3 years. The last one we did was in 2020. And the whole idea of this challenge is to take people from A to Z, where we're going to take them through a whole process of how we help serve people. And we're going to take them from they have not really an idea of how they're going to set up their retirement and a ton of questions to every single step to make sure that they're fully prepared, to make sure that they know what to do for their retirement. It's going to be really exciting. This is the first one we've done like this. We've done other ones in the past that were different, but this one's going to be all about retirement, and I got the entire team coming in. We got a CPA, attorney, a portfolio manager, 2 different lenders. It's just going to be absolutely incredible what this team's going to be able to do to give and serve. So I'm sitting here with my notes, preparing. People are joining the Zoom right now and starting to fill up the Retirement Blueprint Challenge Day 1 event. Typical day for me, it's Monday. I run about 5 meetings a day, usually client meetings, and I always build in a little bit of time to return phone calls. I return all my emails at night, and I spend a little bit of time trying to learn and get better every single day, whether that's in between meetings or I set aside some dedicated time to learn. Like today, I put an hour on my calendar to learn a little bit about different innovations and what's going on in the industry and different products and different legislation. So you got to spend time getting better and improving every single day. I firmly believe that. But you really need to be open if you want to serve at a high level and dedicate a lot of time to being there for people. So we're going to go about 45 minutes today on day 1. We're going to cover everything about retirement income. We're going to be talking a lot about this man right here and this man right here. This is Tom Hegna and Lawrence Kutlikoff. I think Tom is the foremost authority on retirement, period. I think he's number 1 by far. And then Lawrence Kutlikoff, who is, I think, the foremost authority on Social Security. And we're going to spend all of our time right here tonight talking about the methodologies of these 2 men, the processes they use, and what we do to help round out retirement income. It's going to be an absolutely incredible event. We're going to do one of these every night this week, so it's going to be a jam-packed week. Weekends are for my family. I really am serious about my Saturdays and Sundays. I usually tell my clients on Friday night I put my phone upstairs in the office, and I'm hard to reach on the weekends. I really want to be present for my 2 daughters. They're young, and I want to spend time with them and be there for those precious memories and moments. One of the benefits of working with people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and even my centurions tell me all the time, the number one thing is slow down, spend time with the family, enjoy these moments, it goes fast. So when you hear that 5-6 times a day, every single day, it is easy for me to keep perspective and remember that. So I've set up some pretty great, healthy parameters to make sure that I can be here for people at the level they need me, but also be here for the people who need me at home. And that makes me feel really fulfilled. I don't know if that's the best way to do it. I feel like there's no such thing as balance. We're always balancing. And so we're always trying to figure out, how to make sure that we're there for the people that need us there the most. And sometimes like a week like this, I'll give a little bit more. And then what I'll do next week is I'll take some time off and surprise my girls and pick them up from school and go out for ice cream or something fun. So it's just a fun, wonderful life. I feel like for the first time in my career, I'm at the level that I really am serving at. I'm seeing so many people, and I'm getting to talk to so many new people and existing clients and going deeper with them, and it's just a really special time in my career. So I'm excited. It's a great week, and I'm hoping this challenge goes really well. Next week, we're doing a live workshop in Prescott where I'm going to get to go out and speak to about 40-50 people and get to serve and talk specifically about Social Security, which is one of my favorite topics. There's always so many questions. And Lawrence Kutlikoff has done so much for our group, helping us to learn and share his message with people. Some people ask me, they're like, do you ever get nervous like doing public speaking events? And it's like, in the beginning I did, but when you start to realize like the opportunity you have to serve, and when you approach it from putting on your heart, like being there for those people and giving them everything you have and helping them take something away that they didn't have from that event before, some clarity, some peace of mind, some knowledge, it really helps to alleviate all that and let you just show up powerfully the way you want. And so, how many times in life do you have a room full of 40-50 people take time out of the day to come listen to you? Like, that's special. I'm excited for that. So it's gonna be fun. This is a normal day in the life, so we're getting ready here. We're gonna kick things off in about 3 minutes. I'm gonna be present and dedicate all my time to the people that are joining. So we'll check in a little later. I'm super excited you joined me. Thank you so much for your time. And this is a really special project for me because I'll give you a little background. I've been helping people with retirement for about 10 years. And, we've always helped people on a one-on-one basis. We have a great process for helping people, but we've never done it in a group setting. And so I was talking to my whole team, and here's how this idea got started. I was at a conference and I was listening to this advisor talk about a time when he got invited to see a meeting that was like nothing else. And the meeting was something called a family office. And so a family office is typically reserved for people with like net worths of like 50 million and up. So what happens at these meetings are you have bankers and advisors and insurance professionals and attorneys all gathered together, and they're discussing and doing due diligence on how to help the family with the direction they're going to go for their investments. And so I was sitting there listening to this and I thought, this is kind of what we do on a micro level in our office every day. And it'd be really special if we could bring this to the community and share this with everybody and really bring the whole team around. Because what I've found in the last 10 years is it's really hard for people to talk to their advisor, their CPA, their mortgage broker, and get all this different information, and then have the burden of relaying all these different things that everyone's telling them amongst everybody on their team. So we've always tried to facilitate this team approach where we could bring everybody in and really help serve people what I feel like is the right way to make sure that they're set up for retirement and they're not going to have any holes in their retirement income and they're not going to be missing out on anything. What we're going to do is we're going to spend 5 evenings together, and I'm going to bring in a member of my team on each day. And what we're literally going to do is we're going to walk through our process from A to B. So the goal of this is for you to leave here with a framework or a blueprint, as we call it, for how you can organize a process to make sure that you have what you need to retire and you've looked at all the things that could be potential pitfalls. So me and my team are going to walk you through this process, and hopefully by day 5, you'll have your blueprint so that you'll be able to know with confidence, hey, this is a great start on how I can set up my retirement. Okay, so we're kicking off day 2 of the Build Your Own Retirement Blueprint Challenge. I just had an amazing day full of incredible meetings all day long. Got to see a ton of great clients today. Got to work with my team. It was really exciting. And tonight we're going through Tom Hegna's book, Don't Worry, Retire, Be Happy. That's actually Don't Worry, Retire Happy. I always do that because of the song. But we're going to be talking all about the key retirement risks tonight, and we're just about to kick things off. People are loading in the group and the Zoom meeting. I'm on mute and just getting ready to get things started, which is extremely exciting for me. This challenge has been such a positive thing in my week. We've been able to give and share so much with people, and they've really been enjoying the information, and it's just been an incredible experience. We've been able to really do a lot with this challenge. It's been a really jam-packed week. I'm grateful for everybody that's been patient with me and my schedule. I've been trying to see everybody and talk to everybody as much as I can throughout the week, but we've really been able to stay because of our amazing team, stay on top of everything and really be able to be present with everybody who needs us, which we have a lot of great clients and we want to make sure we're there for them. So it's just been exciting to see how this is working out, and we're getting ready to kick things off. So I'm going to run and do this, and then we're going to have an update on day 2, and it's going to be an incredible jam-packed week leading all the way up to a live event in Prescott next week. So this is it. This is what we do every day, and it's just exciting to be able to share and take a moment to give and a little bit of insight as to what's happening day to day at Nations First. Whoa, what a day. It's day 3 of the challenge. We're getting ready to jump on. Today's my favorite day of the challenge because we're talking all about cash flow. We're talking about debts. We're talking about mortgages. I have 2 of my best lenders that I work with, people I use personally, and I've used with clients for years who are coming on to talk about some cool strategies. I'm excited. I've been jamming all day. I've been on calls, talking to clients, we did a couple family meetings today, which were just incredibly impactful. Like, I feel very blessed and fulfilled. I got to have breakfast with my daughters today and walk them to school, and I got to see my wife, and it's just been an amazing day. So I'm getting ready to start. We're going to go live here on day 3 of the challenge. It's going to be amazing. We have an incredible response, and today is our powerhouse day. We have some of the coolest stuff we're going to share, and we're really looking forward to getting started. So I'm going to log on here, and hope you're enjoying this day in the life progression. I'm going to start tonight, and I had been talking about this all week because I think tonight is my favorite night of the challenge. I think this is where we're going to be able to move the needle and make the biggest difference for people. And the reason I think that is because day 3 is all about debt and mortgages and using home equity wisely. So people are starting to come in here. I'm going to be trying to let people in as we get started. But the reason why I think that's the most exciting thing that we could be talking about is because the biggest barrier to retirement that I've seen in the last few years is health insurance and people's mortgage. And as somebody who has studied retirement income for the last 10 years, I've learned 2 things. There's only one way, only two ways you can improve retirement income. You can either increase the distribution of assets or you can decrease the monthly obligation from liabilities. That's it. Those are the only two levers we have. So I focus on the increasing retirement income from asset side. That's where I specialize. We talked about things like annuities, pensions, how we can maximize Social Security, right? That's one way we can secure and increase assets. But I know from studying retirement income that decreasing liabilities oftentimes is a much more powerful tool for your retirement. If you think about banks and finance companies, they're smart, right? They know how to structure loans, and things aren't always as they appear. Before I turn it over to our two guest speakers tonight, who I'm going to introduce in a second, there's something that's really important that I want to share before we jump in, which there is your interest rates, but then there's your effective interest, which is the actual interest you pay in relation to your payment. And it's a big difference. And what we've learned many, many times, and where I spend a lot of time, in fact, I had several calls today with clients talking about why I think it's better for them to pay off debts than to try to save more money to create income. It's because the math very rarely works out in your favor to try to save more rather than pay down debt. And so I have my two specialists, people that have helped me personally and my clients for years to secure their retirement and significantly boost cash flow. And I'm so excited because these two strategies often get overlooked. People don't really look at these when they're preparing for their retirement, but I truly believe they could be the most significant tools that you might be able to use and could be a game changer when it comes to maximizing the fulfillment in your retirement and being intentional with your choices. When I sit down with people to analyze their debts, I run it through a software. And so what I did was I made up a scenario. Okay. I took someone and just kind of made up a whole scenario here of different credit cards and car payments and things like that. But I want to show you something right here. Okay. Let's take a look at this credit card right here, for example. Okay. This is somebody who has a credit card, a relatively low balance, and their interest rate's actually low for this credit card. It's 5.9%. So a lot of people are making decisions on whether or not they should pay down debt based on the interest rate. And they think, oh, I'm only paying 5.9. I could probably make like 9 or 10% with other accounts that I have. I'm not going to pay that off. But look at this. The monthly interest in relation to their payment makes the effective interest rate 16%. So again, this is a great illustration to show you where could you go earn 16% net of taxes, net of fees, net of risk every single year. You can't. There is nowhere to do that. Maybe you can on a one-off scenario, or maybe people say, well, Daniel, I've made 16% before, sure, but not net of taxes, net of fees, and net of risk every single year, year after year. That doesn't happen. And that's why right there, oftentimes it's better to wipe out debt than try to save more for retirement income. Now, I don't want that to be a blanket statement, and I don't want to say that everybody should do that. But I certainly think in a lot of cases, you're better off paying off debt. So what I want to do is I want to introduce two people. I have Rondberg here, and Ron has worked with me for years. He's also helped me personally with homes and is actually helping me right now with a project. Personally, I'm his client. But Ron is a colleague of mine who I've referred clients to and used personally for years. He specializes in a strategy that I think over the next 10 to 15 years, more and more of Americans will adopt this strategy. It's popular in other countries. It's not as popular here, and I'll let Ron speak to that in a second. But this strategy is just not as well known. It's not as profitable for banks to offer. It's not as profitable for mortgage brokers to sell. But it is a game changer when it comes to paying off debts and paying off your mortgage. And in fact, I'll go as far as to say as I truly believe that I don't think you can be as efficient with your money without knowing about this tool as if you didn't have it at all. So I really think everybody should at least take the time to learn the mechanics of how this works, because it can be a massive accelerator towards your goals. I've seen it happen with many clients, and I've seen it happen in my own life. I also have Karen Moon on, and Karen specializes in a different type of strategy that is also equally as impactful. And her and I have been blessed to share many clients and see the impact in their lives and what a game changer this has been for them. And Karen really helps my clients to use home equity wisely. And I just want to take a minute to remind everybody why we're doing this. And Debbie and Marcia, I'm grateful you joined us live. I'm grateful everybody's messaged me who's watching later on and who's been sticking with us and doing the homework as we go. But this is about creating a team approach. I don't get anything for working with Ron. I don't get anything for working with Karen. I'm not on their payroll. I work with them because I know where their heart is. They're service-oriented individuals. They're out to make a difference. They're mission-driven, and so am I. And that's a really big thing that's important to me, to align with the right people. So when I do make a referral, I do introduce them to people who are trusting me to bring the best of the best to them. I know that with these strategies, these are the two professionals that are the top of their industry, and that are have treated my clients very, very well over the years. So that's why we're doing this. We're here to serve. And again, they both are really skilled in their professions, but I view Ron as the pre-retirement approach to saving for retirement and improving cash flow. I view Karen as the, could still be pre-retirement, but more in retirement approach to improving cash flow. So I kind of purposely, intentionally had Ron go first, and Karen's going to close for us. And then we're going to end with questions and the homework for day 3. So let's bring on Ron Bork. I want to have him talk all about first lien HELOCs and what a massive impact this has made in my life. So Ron, if you could take over and share with the group here what you had to offer, we'd really appreciate it.
I want to thank you for bringing me on. It's always a pleasure to share this information. Through those years, I've literally gone through thousands and thousands of people and have seen their financials. I see how the typical American or the average American handles their finances. And it's so blatantly obvious to me that we are completely set up by banks to be little profit machines for them, because all they do is sell us long-term amortizing loan products. We could talk cars, student loans, personal loans, and my field of expertise, mortgages. They have convinced us that the 30-year fix is the safest way to go. Absolutely incorrect. They're still selling it that way. But if anybody remembers 2008, 2009, and 2010, millions of people lost their homes. Why did they lose their homes? Well, they probably lost their jobs. True, some people walked away because the value dropped in their house so much that it just wasn't worth keeping. But that's a small segment of that population. I'd say most of them is because they lost their income and now they were stuck with this mortgage payment. See, that's what people don't realize. When they take a long-term amortizing loan, you're obligating yourself to that monthly payment. And if anything ever happens, that your income falls or your other expenses increase for whatever reason, there's so many things that can befall us, as we live, that we put ourselves in these situations where we just have these payments, and we try to budget, which is good. But what we're always trying to do is we're trying to jam another payment in. And when it comes to mortgages, what's the American way? We all always try to buy a little bit above our heads. And so what happens is we try to push the qualification standards, and banks have let this happen. We make it easier and easier to qualify through the years. And there's been periods where we'll cut back a little bit. But the fact is, when you sign up for a mortgage, you're obligating yourself to that payment. You take somebody that says, I want a 15-year loan, because my income is so good compared to my mortgage balance, I'll have no problem making that payment. And maybe they won't, provided nothing bad ever happens. At the same time, I say, why sign up to a 15-year mortgage when you could just make a 15-year payment and be done in 15 years without the obligation of that 15-year payment?
Get clear on what you actually want and live the most fulfillment and intentionally in your retirement. And so I want to bring her on to share another equally powerful strategy for the other side of the equation that could make a big difference for people in retirement. So Karen, if you want to share next, we appreciate having you.
I'm Karen Moon, and I am a loan officer, actually, and I've been in the business probably almost 30 years now. And I specialize a lot in the reverse mortgage sector. And the reason I got into that is actually I started looking into products for myself, and I did this back when I was in my late 50s. But I'm going to quick go through the basics, and then I'll kind of just tell a story. Maybe that'll make some clarity of what this does in reality. So basically, the reverse mortgage, it's secured by your home, and that's where repayment is deferred to a later date. And that later date is normally when the last person in the home passes away and the house is sold. The house is actually paying the debt. And the reverse also is converting a portion of your equity into cash. So again, Ron just talked a lot about this equity and, HELOCs, how it's kind of a tool to me. It's kind of giving me leverage to do other things. And the reverse does the same in retirement. It's kind of the flow of money and it's moving in reverse. So some of the basics for the reverse mortgage are, it has an age of 62. It is an owner-occupied loan, so it is for people who live in their homes as their primary residence. That does not mean you cannot own investment properties and second homes, and I'll kind of share about how that strategy could work. It's for single-family residents. You can do it up to a fourplex, so there is some great things there for strategy, buying a fourplex, living in one of the units and getting rents from the other three. It also will do a manufactured home, which is another property type. We can do condominiums, but they do have to be approved by FHA. So this loan is actually insured by the federal government, which is HUD, and they put safeguards into this loan to protect the borrowers and to protect the heirs. And our media, you would think it was the total opposite, that everybody has all this fear around this product, but the government has actually made it really secure. There's not many things that can happen for you to lose your home, except if you don't pay your taxes and your insurance, which you can lose your home for the same reasons if you own your house free and clear. So those are the good points. So let's just quick talk about some benefits in retirement. Why would you want to do this loan? So what are your needs in retirement, right? So we talk about, a lot of people are house rich and they're cash poor. Again, Ron was talking about that HELOC, where it gives you kind of that cash, because once you pay off a home, you can't get that money back out unless you have certain products that help you do that. So it can take care of expenses. You can convert some of your equity to income, monthly income. You could use the money for long-term care, which has gotten very expensive. Even life insurance, a lot of the kids they say they want your home, but they really want the cash. They're going to sell the home and get the cash out of the home. So buy them a nice big life insurance policy and they can get more money that way than out of going in, fixing the house and selling it after you pass away. But those are kind of some of the current needs people would use it for. If you still had a mortgage and it qualified, it would help eliminate debt. So again, in retirement, it's all about debt and income. So if you still carry that big mortgage and you're in your 60s, 70s, even 80s, I see it, a reverse could take that mortgage and it'll be repaid and deferred to a later date, giving you some cash flow, especially with high inflation right now. It's really causing people on fixed incomes with Social Security, or a spouse may pass away. When you have a mortgage, it's a great tool to kind of leverage that.
What a week. This is absolutely one of the busiest weeks I've ever had in my career. I've been so blessed to be meeting so many people online. I met someone who read one of my books today. I met someone who watched a YouTube video today. I met with several of my own clients today and had conference calls all in between. It just feels very blessed to be needed and to be serving. And we're about to start day 4 of the challenge. I have one of my personal heroes and mentors and colleagues joining me who I'm very excited to bring on. He's going to teach an incredible strategy. And I'm going to share some cool things about travel, and we're getting a massive amount of positive feedback from the challenge, and it's just been an incredible journey to be on. So we're going to bring it a lot of value tonight on day 4, and we're going to close out the challenge tomorrow, and that'll wrap up this week, and we're going to conclude with a big event in Prescott, a live event. So it just feels good. We're serving at a high level right now, and it just feels good to be here for the community and be connecting with people, which is really a blessing. So we're going to dive in here, and I hope you're enjoying this multiple part series on a day in the life. So excited to be in the Life 180 studio today, interviewing my great friend Chris Kirkpatrick. Chris, thanks for doing this with me, man. This is so cool. So I've been very blessed to get to know you over the past few years, and I know where your heart is, and I know you're really on a mission. So just tell me, because we get to see Chris live, I get to see you behind the scenes, we get to have great conversations. Who is Chris Kirkpatrick?
I think the best way to do it is I've always been the guy that sticks up for the little guy, I guess.
Nice.
I think a lot of people think I like to fight with people because I fight a lot with people
yeah.
online.
Yeah.
But I don't like it at all. I just do it because I feel like I have a responsibility to do it, and nobody else out there that knows what I know is willing to step up to the plate and kind of fight that fight. IUL, there's nothing wrong with IUL as a product. Like, IUL solves different problems for different people at different stages. We just did a video on my channel talking about ways that it works, and you do things that it works, and like I respect that immensely.
Yeah, thank you.
For every one whole life agent doing it right, there's 20 or 30 IUL agents doing it wrong. So many people struggle with money in this country is they don't even have clarity about what their own values and beliefs are. right? And so if you don't have clarity around that, it's really hard to like back your way into aligning your money with those things, right?
Whoa, what a week. Okay, I was at Life 180 earlier this morning shooting some content with Chris Kirkpatrick. I got to interview him in his studio. He did a video with me. It was absolutely amazing. I got to run 6 client meetings today, which was amazing. And we're doing day 5 of the challenge, which is starting right now. So what an incredible week. This is not a normal day in the life. This is not a normal week. We have a lot going on. But it's just been really exciting. It's just been, I'm constantly reminded of how grateful I am to be able to serve all these families. And it's all about the connections and relationships. Like, the fact that we can make progress together with people and be there for people and serve people, there's no greater calling. And I was thinking about this morning, like, when you're in alignment with where God's calling you to serve and what he's, calling you to do with your life, there's no greater feeling for me in the world. I think that is fulfillment. And I feel very blessed because not everybody gets to have that all the time or even at all in some cases. And I feel like I've been able to find that, and I'm in the right place at the right time with the right families, talking about things that really move the needle, and that's fulfilling. That's where I'm living my best life. And I'm gonna wrap up this event. I'm gonna take my daughter swimming. We're practicing because we got a pool party coming up, and the girls are brushing up on their swimming skills. So it's a good week. We'll have a little date night, and that's a typical week for me. So next week we're capping it off with a big event in Prescott, the Social Security Maximization Workshop, and I hope to do more of these day in the life videos. I'll probably get some from that event, and I hope you guys enjoy. Hope to see you soon.